Urban Gameplay, bringing you the most explosive gaming review on the planet.
Yo, what's good, peeps? It's time for a weekly gaming review, and for this review, I wanted to take a look at Life is Strange, the limited edition. The game actually first launched back in January 2015 with the first episode and followed a kind of episodic direction throughout 2015, but the full game was actually released as a physical copy in January 2016, so I wanted to break it down whether the whole game is worth buying. This review will be like all the reviews on the channel, which won't contain any spoilers for those looking forward to grab the full version of the game and explore the story for themselves. One thing I will say though, I feel if you're seeking a brilliant adventure game with a unique story, then you'll definitely be blown away with what Life is Strange has to offer. I picked up Life is Strange the limited edition, and believe me, there's so much to talk about for this game. With the limited edition of the game, you now get the chance to play through all episodes on one disc, with the added bonus of a director's commentary and a soundtrack CD and an art book. So if you're interested in all the collectibles, it's definitely worth grabbing the limited edition. Life is Strange has received mixed reviews, and personally I feel that it's surely a title that deserves more recognition. Anyway peeps, let's get straight to business and take a look at this week's review, which is Life is Strange.
Story.
Life is Strange is an interesting and fun adventure game whose main premise is that you have the ability to explore a stunning story and engage in wonderful quests as you go along. Simply put, you play the role of Maxine Caulfield, which is a student that figured out she can rewind time, and everything that she changes can lead to a butterfly effect situation. You will have to make sure that you save your town, which is destroyed by unknown causes. All you have to do is explore the situation, figure out the cause, and determine the best way to use your second chance to the best of its capabilities. For me, all in all, the story is definitely great and engaging across all 5 episodes. I feel with all the superb twists along the way, you'll definitely have a great time playing this game, because I personally enjoy a game that tells a really good story, and this is surely a game that has a superb storyline behind it.
Gameplay.
As any adventure game, Life is Strange does manage to bring in front a really cool gameplay, and the format is done extremely well. The game does a great job when it comes to introducing the characters, and it makes the experience very fun as you go along. It might not be always the case throughout the whole entire game, but some of the options and decisions that you make throughout the game will change the experience, so you really feel like you're making a difference you always wanted. Moreover, since this is an adventure game at heart, you have the ability to examine objects and interact with them unlike never before. The items will remain in your inventory, and you'll need to make sure that you do whatever it takes in order to use them and solve the quest that obviously appears in front of you at all times. Even if not all changes in the story will affect the dialogue, there's no denying that there's a lot of fun to be had with Life is Strange, and the more you play, the more you can understand about the game's story. Just as a quick FYI, remember that once events are reset, you'll be able to obtain the info and thus prevent it in the future. It is really nice that you have the ability to play with the fate of the entire world in the game. This is really cool and obviously delivers an immense value that will unfold in the long run. From my personal perspective, the game is designed with an amazing gameplay in mind, and the fact that you can manipulate the future as well as the present is really a nice touch. It is a little bit mind-boggling from time to time, but at the same time you do get to appreciate it as you go through each chapter.
Positives.
Moving into some of the positives about Life is Strange, I believe the game really has an interesting storyline. It's a unique game mechanics behind it, such as the time traveling and lots of quests to unfold. It also obtains great gameplay, and the graphics are really well implemented. For me, the game really does a great job in showing you a time rewind that really looks nice. The game world as a whole is fun and nice to look at, and overall experience is pleasant, which is something you would really love for sure.
Negatives.
Moving into some of the negatives, the game can be a little confusing from time to time. Some actions really have no meaning or consequences, which is kind of a shame. I know in the positives I spoke how fond I was about the graphics, and I do like the style of the graphics, don't get me wrong, but there were some points in the games where I really had to question whether it was really next generation graphics. So not a major negative, but it still did feel like there was some inconsistency throughout some of the visuals, and especially with the backgrounds and some of the characters, I just thought some of the graphical elements just did not match up.
Final verdict.
We reached the part of the review where we decide whether the game is worth buying or leaving on the shelf, and before I give my final verdict, I wanted to take a look at some of the leading gaming sites and see what their review scores came in. On average, IGN scored Life is Strange as a 6.5, stating that the acting is terrible and the game itself isn't well written. On the other hand, GameSpot scored Life is Strange on average 7 out of 10, stating that some of the sequences slowed the flow of the game, but highlighted the great emotion showed in the storyline plot. Probably not the most convincing scores, but honestly, if you're a fan of Telltale games like me, such as the games like Walking Dead or even The Wolf Among Us, then you'll really enjoy Life is Strange. I feel like this is a superb title given its story, which is well crafted and will bring you on a roller coaster of emotion. Personally loved how the game really unfolds throughout each episode, which is definitely a great twist and gripping cutscenes throughout. As mentioned earlier, some of the decisions you make throughout the game does feel like it doesn't directly affect the flow of the game in some of the episodes, which is a little disappointing, but doesn't take away from the fact that this is a really good game. I suppose the question you guys are all waiting for the answer for is the game worth buying? I personally say the game is really worth picking up, as the game itself is nice with lots of great mechanics and a cool story. And given the fact with the limited edition you get all the games on one disc, I really think it's worth buying. The soundtrack itself I thought was personally really cool because you get to reminisce over some of the great music within the game, and definitely you get the art book, which definitely showcases some of the real cool graphics throughout. Anyway, peeps, thanks for taking the time to watch our weekly review on Urban Gameplay. This week, obviously, we looked at Life is Strange. I will aim to drop a weekly review each and every week for you guys with some of the great games that's been released, even if it's old school games, new games, whatever. Definitely a bit of food for thought. If you guys really enjoyed the review, don't hesitate to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you have not done so already. And until next Urban Gameplay video, we definitely say peace out, peeps.
Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button for more cool urban gameplay videos.